Good morning. It's January the 11th, right? Yeah, that's right. Much warmer. Just not too far below freezing at the moment. And I'm down on South Albert here. I was experimenting with my microphone yesterday, external microphone, and changed the bit rate and a couple other settings. And I used it at home without it showing any signs of quitting on me. Like it was live streaming privately for half an hour and it stayed connected. So I'm testing that now. I also think this is not live streaming to Facebook. I think this is just going to YouTube. It's possible it's the multi-stream that's the problem. Doesn't seem to be the app. Well, at least not in general. And it doesn't seem to be the microphones. And it doesn't seem to be the phone. So I'm slowly eliminating concerns, but not quite there yet. So we'll see how it goes today, see if it keeps running. So I dropped the car off down here at, we'll walk up here, on South Albert. We're going to walk up South Albert and all the way home. It's about a 40-minute walk. And then possibly I will do a two-parter and walk down here and live stream that later in the day. I do seem to be just a little on the crooked side there. I'm sure what I can do about that. Probably nothing. Maybe that made a difference. So it's still early enough. You get to see some of the lights of South Albert here. I also hope I remembered to change the setting that sent this private. I think I did. It should be public. So, yeah. It's only on YouTube. It's not streaming to Facebook at the moment, which is unusual. I'll see if I can fix that for later. It's because I took it off of Facebook. And I got some message I'd never seen before just now when I tried to start the double stream. So, just on YouTube today for you lucky YouTube viewers. I'll post it to Facebook later anyway. It's possible that that's the problem. Anyway, it's a beta multi-stream thing that Prism has going here. It still says in beta, so maybe that's a problem with the sound. I don't know. Or maybe it's the bit rate, which I lowered. So it was higher than it needed to be. I don't know why that would have any effect, but who knows. So, sunrise is still about 25 minutes away. Nice blue sky today. It's going to be melting right around freezing today and tomorrow and the next day, although it's supposed to snow on Thursday. And it turns a bit colder again, but not bitterly. W. All lit up. Co-op gas station. Everything looks quite pretty this time of night. Morning. Well, so far the microphone has stayed connected anyway. Car wash there. Do I show you the sights or what? I'll try not to repeat yesterday's adventure when I fell in the snow because I completely misread it. It's easy to do. It was way deeper than I thought and not nearly as solid as I thought. And so my leg went in and down I went. It's at the 31-minute mark of yesterday's video if you want to check it out. I went down, but I kept talking, and I didn't drop the phone or plunge it into the snow. Yay for me. Sidewalk's nicely cleared along here. Anyway, here's the Keg. It's a chain of steakhouses. National chain. Well, Western Canada anyway. I think it's national. Holiday Inn Express. I'll switch back to my wireless mic if the mic stays connected for this entire walk. I'll figure I've somehow maybe solved the problem. It certainly makes for better sound. Unless I'm doing like a no talking walk like I did on Friday in order to get the ambient sound. Mostly what you got was whistling noises from the wind blowing across the little hole where the microphone is. Tim Hortons, Canada's favorite coffee shop chain. I think there's one in New York City too. I think it's spread. Sort of like a virus. Ba-dum-bum. Domino's if you prefer pizza for breakfast. Saskatchewan Health Authority is in there. I'm sure there are many places, but they have offices in there. Big pile of snow from the Burger King parking lot. And here's Burger King itself coming up. Gee, I wonder if I could reach out to companies and get sponsorship for this product placement I'm giving them. Be a little careful. It's kind of cleared the sidewalk, but it's pretty rough. Still slick in spots. This is apparently now called the Atlas Hotel. It's been other things. I always think of it as a travel lodge, but it's clearly not a travel lodge now. There's a water park in it. Oh, there's someone. It has warmed up considerably. It was -4 Celsius when I set out. And it's supposed to go around freezing today. So -4 is multiplied by 9 is 36, divided by 5 is 7. It's about 25 Fahrenheit. So I'm wearing my light leather jacket now for this walk instead of my parka, which is nice too. Wouldn't be warm enough if I was sitting outside being still, but for walking purposes it's just about perfect. Getting lighter all the time. Dish Restaurant, rather unimaginative name. Being called many things as well. Do they no longer have the Irish pub in back there? Where I once had Guinness spilled on me? At an Arrogant Worms concert that we'd left the symphony to go to, so I was wearing a suit and tie and got Guinness dumped on me by a trippy waitress. I'm always sorry about this. It's Crocus and Ivy, which is a lovely store, but this used to be Book and Briar Patch, which was a wonderful independent bookstore that I did I did readings and signings, and we used to love to come here on Saturday mornings. There's a coffee shop around the corner, and that's connected to it, and we'd have cinnamon buns and coffee, and my daughter would look at the children's books. Long time ago now, because she's 20 and she would have been about 5, 6, 7 then, so this used to be the Blockbuster video store here, speaking of things that no longer exist. There, that was a Blockbuster originally. This is now called the Royal, I think. Hotel. I think of it as the West Harvest Inn, but again, they keep changing names. Be a long straight walk, just straight north on Albert, basically. It's the way I'm coming. I'll walk down the other side when I come down, if I walk back to get the car for part 2 this afternoon sometime. Should be quite melty on the roads by then. It's already melting a little bit. At least I've still got a crosswalk light. Trip. It's always embarrassing, especially when there are cars watching. That's a pretty new Marriott there. I still haven't been in their English pub here, London Bell. Fairfield Inn and Suites, Marriott. Coming up over there is the Golden Mile Center. Shopping mall, I guess. Not quite the mall it used to be. It used to be a more traditional mall. Now it's more connected stores, but doesn't quite have the same mall feel. Once I get home, it's an editing day. Edit. This is actually good. The fact that I'm not streaming to Facebook, the microphone is working. So if I get it up streaming on Facebook and the microphone disconnects, that'll finally pin down where the problem lies. If I get it streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time and the microphone stays connected next time, then that'll probably mean it was changing the bit rate that did it. There's something called adaptive bitrate as well, which I turned off. I have been in touch with the app. Well, there's where the sun's coming up. Bit by bit, it's getting lighter. So if I can pin down what's going on, I can tell them and it might be helpful. It said, tell us what mics you're using, we'll buy them and check them out, but it's not the mics. That was an uncleared bit of sidewalk, so much harder to walk on. Western Pizza, been in there many a time. Elemental Vapes, I've never been in there. Another donut shop, Robbins, and there's an Indian food store in here, India Market. There's the Golden Mile over there. Real Canadian Superstore is their big tenant there. But that's technically my bank over there, although I never bank there. I think that's where my accounts are. But I actually do all my banking downtown. There's the India Market over there. Over where Willow Wines and Spirits used to be, but they are now out in the Harbor Landing neighborhood. Who's there? Hi, Terry. Good morning. Yes, I have no intention of falling down today, but I had no intention of falling down yesterday either. But it's nice to be walking in my lighter jacket and gloves. And it's nice that the microphone has stayed connected, so I sure hope I've got that problem fixed. It sounds better, and I spent money on various microphones trying to make that work, so a real shame if it became impossible. So maybe I fixed the problem. Even though I'm not quite sure yet which of two possibilities is behind it all. Oh, we'll have to wait for the light here. If I stay on this side, and I think I will. So I'll look back up. Pretty pink clouds on the horizon down there in the south. This is 25th and Albert, which is a fairly busy intersection. There's a high school just down there, the boldest. Oh, come back. There should be a left turn signal I'll have to wait for. And there is. We won't get run over by the bus, even though he really was a bit late turning the corner there. Marion Gardens here is a assisted living retirement apartments kind of place. Used to be where there was a school called Marion. That's why it's called Marion Gardens. Speaking of schools, here goes the school bus. Because this will take us by, shortly, Regina Christian School, which is in another old school building that still stands. Here's Marion Gardens. Nice little development. Marion Chateau, I guess. We have Marion Gardens and Marion Chateau. I think Marion Chateau is where you have your own rooms, and Marion Gardens is more like condos, I think. Or I could just be making that up. What's that? Seeing a moose at a drive-thru? I've never seen that. I can imagine it happening though. So the front of Marion Chateau. Studios starting at $19.95. And Albert, of course, as I've mentioned many times, is the main north-south drag, so there's a lot of traffic alongside us as long as we're walking along it. I'll move, further up there's trees and a little further from the road if I keep going just down the road. Or I could move over a little bit and walk down by the park a little bit. So I don't know what I'll do yet. I guess this one is called Marion Grand at this end. So it's quite a big complex, as you can see. Then all this open space is the schoolyard coming up. Nice houses over there, but we'll walk down that side when I come back for the car, if I do that this afternoon. Or later this morning, depending on what they find. See, I made the appointment because our old Volvo simply wouldn't start, which, fine. It had an alternator replaced recently, which it needed. So when the alternator was out, it wouldn't even boost. So at least I could boost it, but the battery on whatever day that was, I drove it, Friday maybe. New condos over there. Wouldn't even charge. Like, I drove it for half an hour and it had no charge in it. Yet this morning, now that it's warmed up, it started and the battery showed fully charged. So what's with that? So getting that checked. And also there's an engine warning light on of some sort. So it seemed to be running fine this morning. I almost decided not to take it in. But that engine warning light was on, and clearly weird things are happening in the cold. So I thought we'd get it checked. It's only money. What time is it now? So the sun will be up in about 7 or 8 minutes. Maybe less, because of course the days are getting longer all the time. You can really see it in the evening already from what it was on the shortest day of the year. School playground. There's the old school. Now Regina Christian Schools. Change hands. Catching the morning light there. Regina Christian School. Preschool. Registration now open. Check us out. So that'll be about the halfway mark of this walk. About another 20 minutes to go before I'm home with my coffee and my cat and that book I'm editing. I have an interview today for the podcast too with Edward M. Lerner. Looking forward to that. I have 2 interviews this week. I'm interviewing Sarah Hoyt on Thursday. I've also got a meeting tomorrow. Sask Books board meeting. Again, we got to wait for the left turns before I get to go. McKinsey Art Gallery, well, the T.C. Douglas building over there, government office building, but it has the McKinsey Art Gallery in it. I don't know what this sidewalk purpose it serves, but let's take it. Takes us around the bus stop for some reason. Yeah, this is where we want to go, because I want to go down and walk away from Albert Street a little bit. So we'll go this way. Those are sculptures by Joe Fafard. He's very famous for his bronze cows. They look cold in the snow, but here they are. Here's another sculpture over here. I don't remember the name of this one. There's kind of a bowl down where those cables, what look like cables, go, but it's buried under the snow. And of course up there you have "As long as the sun shines and the river flows and the grass grows," which is a reference to the treaties with First Nations. I might as well walk all the way up there. Let's see, McKinsey Art Gallery sign on the front. There's all those cars lined up there. Something happening this morning? We're taking the sidewalk here to the left. So this path will take us by all the government buildings over here that I've often walked by, usually going in the other direction. Next one is called the Lloyd building. So right, the sidewalk ends on this side at the loading dock. Started to say zone. Tried to turn it into dock. Ended up with loading zoke. Oh no, we want to go this way instead of crossing over there. Sun should be up any minute. But of course there's always trees and things between you and the horizon, so even though the sun may be up, we won't see the lip of it until it gets a little higher. Nice view of the back of the Mackenzie, or the TC Douglas building there. Not the most direct route following this sidewalk. Somewhere over there, the sun is or already has, is about to or already has crested the horizon. I don't see it up there, so maybe not quite yet. I guess the top of the ledge would be the place that you'd really be able to see it first, lighting up the dome, but we haven't quite come to a good view of it yet. It's not well cleared. So this is the Walter Lloyd building, named after a former premier of the province. Lloyd Place, I think they call it, if I remember right from previous walks. I am right. Lloyd Place. Lloyd Place. You can see into the lobby there. So there's the top of the ledge. I don't see sun on it. So is it not quite crested yet? Must not have yet, or I would expect to see sun on the dome. Sunshine on the ledge dome makes me happy. Original lyrics, little known fact. Next up is the Walter Scott building, named after the very first premier of the province. who also was the one overseeing the building of the legislature. Saskatchewan became a province in 1905. If I had a tale that I could give you, or something like that. Is it a song that I could give you? A song I could give you. I'd sing a song for days, just like today. And I don't know the lyrics as well as I should. I know Country Roads better, of the John Denver songs. And the one that I really like but can't sing because it's ridiculously high. I am the eagle, I live in high country. That one. Definitely not written for the likes of my voice. Denver was a tenor. I thought I felt my phone buzz, but of course, in my pocket, but of course I can't, because that's what I've got on the stick here, on the gimbal. Phantom buzzing, well-known phenomenon. It's been studied by actual scientific type people. So here's Walter Scott Building. This is a fairly recent addition to give it some accessibility that it never had originally. So it would have been built in the 50s, I think, this one. 1950s. I'm so happy that my phone has, I think, as far as I can tell anyway, my sound has stayed connected. I haven't gotten a message saying it's disconnected. So I assume it's working. I can see sun on the dome, so the sun's definitely up. And on the sides of the ledge in general now. It's hard to see through the trees, but yeah, there you can see some sun on the dome. Should touch the tops of the trees next. Over there. Sunlight lighting up the dome. It really lit it up a few years ago when they redid the dome, and for a while we had shiny copper on it. That was cool. Didn't take long for it to oxidize though, and turn what we associate with copper roofs, which is that kind of dark, more green in some places, but in our climate it goes black, or very, very dark green, I guess, really. Get a better view of it here in a minute. There you go. Now you can see it lit up by the sun. Proof that the sun is up. No, in case you doubted me. Oh yeah, it's on the trees now, up at the top. So it's official. It's day. the west end, the west wing, if you like, of the ledge. This is the Provincial War Memorial over here. Names of the Saskatchewan people who were killed in First and Second and Korean and peacekeeping operations. You start to see the front of the ledge as you carry on around, of course, with that pretty morning sky behind it. Although this is not a walking around the lake day, we will briefly be by the lake up here. I'm avoiding Albert over there, which is noisy, and I will walk along it on the other side if I do a two-parter here, and do that later today when I go back to get the car, which is where I've come from, which is why I'm walking this way to begin with, if you're just joining me. So I started on South Albert. I don't even have my hat really covering all of my ears, and I'm still comfortably warm. Huge jump in temperatures. And the body adapts, so when you've gotten used to it being minus 20, minus 25, minus 30, and it shoots up to like a few degrees below freezing like it is right now, you think, wow, this is great, this is really warm. Of course, in most of the world, it would be bitterly cold. And even here, we would say it was bitterly cold if it happened in, as it sometimes does, September. First batch of sub-zero temperatures seems really cold. So it's all what you get acclimated to. I certainly haven't bothered to clear those bits of sidewalk over there. And I want to I either go that way, but I'll end up wading through the snow, or I go a bit out of my way down here to get up by the lake, so I think I'll do that. There's the sun. Told you it was up. Looking for a better view. Yeah. Of course, you can see it on the buildings across there too. This is really quite a ways out of my way, but I don't know how else to do it. See the Canadian flag picking, or is that the Union Jack? Well, all of them, I guess. You've got Saskatchewan flag, Canadian flag, and the Union Jack all flying up there in the sunshine. I want to be over there, but I don't want to wade through all that snow, so I'm still stuck going this way until I get up to the cleared bit up here. The sun continues to make its appearance. Oh, they're clearing the ice for some reason. For skating, I guess. Don't know why else they would be doing that. Oh, you'll be able to come out here and skate in front of the legislative building, I guess. I don't know of any other reason to clear it. Even though it's right by what it says, danger thin ice, but I really don't think so. Oh, there's the sun has got to the bridge over there now. And that one house on the other side in Lakeview that really does have a lake view. Most of them don't actually have a lake view. Downtown's that way. 40 minutes to here. A little longer than I thought. Mostly because I'm slowed down by the walking conditions, I think. I had to go out of my way there to get around the snow here, which I didn't want to wade through. Especially after falling yesterday in the snow. I don't want to repeat that. Back again, you can see the little front end loader out there clearing the ice. There's a bit of wind, but it's not a bitter wind chill today, which is nice. See the Saskatchewan flags flying on the bridge. I may decide not to walk this afternoon when they call and just take a taxi. We'll see. Depends on how my work day is going. Well, we can see the sun lighting up the snow blowing out there. Very small on the camera, but it's more obvious to me. So one argument for making the walk would be to continue to test out my microphone situation. The mic has stayed connected perfectly. And I made two changes. Well, three. I lowered the bit rate. I turned off adaptive bit rate. But also, more or less by accident at the moment, sunrise over West Canada Lake. The Facebook feed is currently not on. So that gives me three possibilities. Bitrate in general, this adaptive bitrate thing which is built into the app, or the multi-stream, which is in beta but has always worked. So I just don't know. All I know is that it's working right now. So I guess the next obvious test would be I guess I can get by that truck. To do it again, make sure the multi-stream is working and see if it stays connected, which would then mean it was a bitrate issue. And then I just leave it, assuming it's not buffering horribly, which I can't really tell unless I go back and check the live stream. Or somebody mentions it on here. Nobody said anything today, but there haven't been a lot of people with me on this walk. Oh, we're trying to clear the road. Clear the steps. Which otherwise kind of turn into a ramp. We'll now go under Albert Street. See that nice sunrise color on the Tyndall stone there? Concrete, actually. Terracotta on the balustrades. The other interesting thing when it warms up like this is that a metal surface like that will frost up just because it's so cold, and they'll get frost on the pavement too because it's still very, very cold from the cold snap, and it suddenly has warm air above it. My car was frosted up today, and it was not the usual kind of frost. It was warmer air frosting on the cold car. Well, I guess it's always what it is, but even more so. Sometimes the inside of the car will fog up if the temperature changes suddenly enough. That's usually in the other direction, so you have cold air outside. You've had the car parked somewhere warm, and then you go outside, and the inside will ice up because of the windows getting cold so suddenly. When I first moved up here, as a kid, 1967, a lot of cars had what were called frost shields, which were little oval, more rectangular with rounded corners, I guess, not really oval, things that you stuck on your windows, which provided the little dead air space between the window and the inside of the car. And that was designed to keep the inside of your windows from fogging up. You'd only put it on side windows. You didn't use it on the windshield where the defroster would usually get it. I don't know if defrosting technology has advanced or air circulation in the cars or what. You never see those anymore. And haven't for decades. But I sure remember them. Being from Texas, I'd never seen anything like that. That and the plug-ins dangling out the front of the cars, which are for block heaters, which every car has. So you plug your car in overnight so that it will start in the morning more easily. Oh, look, it's a comment bot. Ignore that. Do not follow its nonsensical URL it's just provided. You'll only see that if you're watching live, and nobody's watching live, so that's really a waste of... Well, no, I guess I've got... Yeah, at the moment I don't have anybody watching live, so that's a real waste of a comment bot. Because the live comments aren't really accessible after the walk is over. Which it will be, momentarily. Almost home. Very happy the microphone worked all the way. Hopefully the sound was good, although the microphone is a little further from my mouth than sometimes, but maybe that's better for ambient noise. I'll listen to it once I get in, see how it all worked. Leopold Crescent. Gavin School directly ahead. This is our Crescent, Angus Crescent. Sun's now lighting up the school. Tops of the trees up there. Hasn't made it down here just because of the buildings blocking it. And won't in some places because the sun's so low still this time of year. Our backyard gets no sunlight this time of year at all. The snow's gone in the front yard long before it melts in the backyard in the spring. Oh, hello squirrel. Probably happy for the warmth. And up the tree he goes. A little sluggish. Shouldn't you be hibernating or something? Or estivating, whatever squirrels do. Okay, well, I will stop here. Thank you for walking with me, whether live or if you're watching the replay. It's possible I'll be going in the opposite direction later this afternoon. We'll see. If not, it'll be tomorrow, but I'll be back. Bye for now.